Chelsea host Aston Villa this weekend at Stamford Bridge. And Kwame, it's been a very interesting run for Chelsea. For lots of people, they weren't too sure what would happen, but gradually Maresca having to deal with the drama of having over 40, 50 players. I'm yet to still get the official number. But he's found a number to work with. Yeah. And they've churned out good results after good results. And this was another one.
I mean, if we take out our own mischief, we know that he's working with a specific number of players aside everything. But he's done a good job. Sadly, Chelsea are in the conversation for top 4. Yeah. With some of their fans believing they can even push for the league. It's an interesting one, but we'll try and see about that. But they are in a very good position right now. I think they are third on the third on the log, third on the log now. And that's something good for them. It's something very positive. When you look at them, they don't look like they were looking during preseason, where they looked very open, very easy to play against. It looked like things switched up suddenly during the season, and then they had to, they now look very compact at the back, very difficult to play against. There's this confidence and this aura that's around the team. Maybe aura is a strong word, but there's this confidence around the team that anytime you go to face them, you don't think like they are pushovers. I mean, you've seen some of the big games that they've played. Unfortunately, they've won none. But they've been able to assert themselves. They have played well. Yes, they've been able to against Man City. They
draw at Liverpool.
No, they lost at Liverpool.
They lost at Liverpool. Draw
against
at
Old Trafford, and then another draw at the Bridge against Arsenal. So they've had it, and Maresca seem to have been able to develop a team out of the lot. And anytime before the Chelsea lineup comes, you know exactly who is going to play where and what position who is playing and who is going to do what on the day. And that's a team with a clear identity and a clear idea of how they want to play. So I'm not surprised that they've been able to get themselves to this level. So it's been good for them. They've been able to, put together a very good team when they are attacking, when they are defending, especially in midfield. Caicedo looked to be looking like himself. Yeah. The Caicedo that we
now looks like a £100 million player.
Exactly. And he's playing so well. He's come to life. Sometimes what you need is the confidence from the coach, the kind of role that they are giving you to be able to excel, to be able to play the way you want to play. So I'm not too surprised that Maresca has been able to do that. He's a very good coach. You saw what he did with Leicester. We're not too sure how the dynamics around Chelsea would play out given the noise. But it looks like he's been able to calm the whole situation. Now the noise is not about Chelsea going in for another player or the number of people in the squad, but how well Chelsea are playing. And he's gotten some of these players playing very well. There was a lot of criticism about Nicholas Jackson, and look at how he's playing. He's gotten that confidence to be able to. I tell you, he's a player that has everything. All he lacks is the ability to keep his head in the game to be able to score goals. So that's a testament of a good coach putting together a very good team. So I'm not surprised that they are at this stage that they find themselves in the season.
On the other side or in reverse, Aston Villa have gone off the boil. They started well. All of a sudden, they are struggling to win games. Yeah. I watched them in the Champions League midweek. They couldn't find anything to go past Juventus. And they have to now go to a Chelsea side that's very confident.
Yes. It's just down to the mistakes. Now, the mistakes have piled on are just a little bit way too many. And that's why they are conceding goals. Despite the fact that, John Duran has had a strong start to the season. Oli Watkins, on and off. It hasn't been the smoothest of forms to start the season. And so it's just down to the defense and the mistakes that come with it. Because Unai Emery's teams are very well organized, very well drilled. And they are patented plays. It has to go this way. It has to go that way. You have to be in this position. You have to run off once this player gets the ball, and you have to be in a certain position once they advance the ball past a certain point on the field. Everything is patented. Everything is well detailed to the extent that this guy is well detailed to the extent that he sometimes, according to the former players he worked with at Sevilla, he will sneak in €100 notes in their playbooks that, this is what I studied when I watched film of your game. So this is the next opponent we are going to play, and this is what we got from studying the tape. So this is what you need to do. So study it, come to training, we'll go over it. So you come, okay, did you study it? Yes, I did. Okay, so how come you didn't see the 100-euro notes in that book? Because if you saw it, you definitely have said it. Yeah. That's how detailed he is. And so once you have all these things down, but the player who is supposed to execute it is not executing it, then it becomes a bit of a challenge. And we've seen it happen several times in the past 3 weeks. In the past 3 weeks, where the pass just isn't on point, where the positioning is just not on point.
And even defensively, they are giving goals away now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the whole point. The positioning is wrong, so now teams are able to beat them via the offside
They
trap.
seem to be conceding a lot of goals, especially.
They consistently play a very high line. You know it's happening. You know they'll play that. But the positioning needs to be on point, where the back four, the back three, because he plays very high up the pitch, the back three need to be in sync. Consistently, we've had Paul Torres fall victim to this. He's behind and he plays other teams onside. Then you have passing out from the back. The passes are just not on point, and sometimes, we have to give credit to the opposing teams. They've studied them very well, they press very well, and that's what pushes and forces the mistakes out of the players. So, coming up against Chelsea, another very well detailed side. I think the best they can get is a draw.
We'll see.
With Aston Villa. I wouldn't be surprised if they're able to eke out a draw against Chelsea.
I doubt. There's something about Villa that looks off.
Yeah, because both play very well, both have very athletic midfielders and do well taking advantage of the high line of opposing teams. And that's what Chelsea did so well in recent weeks, and it built their confidence, particularly in that game against West Ham.
Yeah.
It really built their confidence, and it gave them that ability to go on this wonderful run that they are on. And I see them cancelling each other out. I really see them cancelling each other out. Maybe the confident form of Nicholas Jackson could be the difference maker, and that would have to come in tight spaces. He and Cole Palmer, those two have to pull a rabbit out of the hat to be able to give Chelsea the win. Otherwise, I see them cancelling each other out.
Okay, we'll see how that one will eventually play out. Chelsea hosting Aston Villa at Stamford Bridge on Sunday.